Alright, so I just finished watching First Take, and man, Stephen A. Smith and the entire panel were absolutely fired up talking about the Golden State Warriors because this genuinely changes everything for their championship hopes this season. The Warriors are sitting at 4-1 and absolutely rolling right now. Yeah, they had that bad loss to Portland, which happens in an 82-game season, but one of the main reasons Golden State is succeeding both offensively and defensively is the man of the summer, the mystery man who everyone was debating about. Is he coming back? Is he leaving? Will he get traded at the deadline with his new contract situation? We're talking about Jonathan Kuminga. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't hit that like button yet, now's the perfect time. Takes literally 1 second, helps the channel grow like crazy, and pushes this Warriors content to way more fans in Dub Nation. So just smash that like real quick, and let's keep rolling with the rest of this breakdown. Stephen A. wanted to break down Kuminga's numbers, his highlights, and his stats to show that he is genuinely playing at an all-star level right now. The First Take panel emphasized that if Jonathan Kuminga continues playing like this, he'll absolutely be a Warrior through the end of this year. With no trade happening, he'll be back next year, and he's going to get that massive contract extension that he's been wanting. A big reason for Kuminga's breakout, according to the crew, is that Andrew Wiggins has taken him under his wing. Last year, when Wiggins returned from injury, Kuminga was also hurt with an ankle issue. And when both came back, Steve Kerr did not like the three-man lineup of Draymond Green, Jonathan Kuminga, and Wiggins playing together. But this year, through 5 games, that trio has been a plus 37 in 74 minutes together. They are absolutely balling. And it's because of Kuminga's maturity, what he's doing offensively with his passing and scoring, and defensively where he's really taken a massive leap. Kuminga is taking the hardest defensive assignments night after night. He is playing against the best of the best opponents. Stephen A. said Kuminga took on James Harden the other night and absolutely locked him down. He guarded Ja Morant against the Grizzlies and made Jay's life miserable. Kuminga is taking that #1 defensive mantle and assignment that Klay Thompson used to handle, and Steve Kerr is absolutely here for it and loves what he's seeing. The First Take crew wanted to dive into a couple specific highlights from the Clippers game that really showcase Kuminga's growth. There was one play that, when the panel watched it live, they were absolutely amazed at what Kuminga did. Draymond Green was bringing the ball up the court, and Kuminga was trailing on the other side. Draymond does his typical dribble handoff action that usually goes to Steph Curry or used to go to Klay Thompson for a quick shot. But this time, Kuminga gets the ball and he's got his pivot foot established. Looking around and reading the defense, Steph Curry is trailing the play coming from behind with Kawhi Leonard defending him. And there's this massive gap in the paint. Look at how much room there is for Curry to cut. Stephen A. said that's an amazing recognition, cut by Curry to see that space and attack it. Everyone knows Steph runs and moves off ball for days, so this is a huge play. Now here's the key question the panel asked. In previous years, does Jonathan Kuminga find Steph Curry in that situation? Does he try to go ISO and do his own thing? Does he force it to someone else? No. According to the First Take breakdown, Kuminga made a perfect bounce pass right to Curry, who caught it in perfect stride for an easy finger roll layup. Stephen A. said he actually yelled when he saw this play live because it showed such incredible growth. That is unreal court vision from Kuminga while on the dribble. He doesn't even have to pick up his dribble, just makes a quick pass right into Curry's midsection for the easy finish. The panel compared it to an NFL quarterback dropping a 30-yard touchdown pass right into a receiver's breadbasket in stride with a defender on his back. It's just absolutely fantastic awareness and execution by Kuminga. That's a major part of his evolved offensive game. But then, if you look at Kuminga's improved shooting ability, he's always talked about wanting to be a better shooter, and the analysts heard rumors all off-season that he was really getting after it in his training. So there was a play where Kuminga was bringing the ball up and defenders were sagging way off of him, daring him to shoot. Stephen A. said go for it, take that shot, and make them pay for the mistake. Kuminga pulled up with a high release point and knocked down a beautiful three-pointer. That shooting ability will open up his entire game that much more, because when defenders start coming up to contest, boom, then he can do what he loves, which is drive past them and yank it down on the rim with authority. Steve Kerr has said Jonathan Kuminga is an entrenched starter going forward, and the First Take crew played the clip for everyone to hear. There was a question about who would start next to Steph Curry, Andrew Wiggins, and Draymond Green. Was it going to be Moses Moody, who was hurt? Was it going to be DeAnthony Melton, who's still out injured? Was it potentially going to be Al Horford? Kuminga got the start in Game 1. He absolutely balled out, and he's been the starter ever since. And you know what, according to Kerr? He will continue being the starter moving forward. In the clip, Kerr said, "Yes, yeah, he'll start tonight, and he'll be our starter going forward. He's been fantastic. Last night we put him on Ja Morant. Tonight we'll put him on James Harden. I think he's ready to take on that defensive role. And what he's doing offensively with his decision-making and shot selection, you've hardly seen any of those mid-shot clock 17-foot pull-ups anymore. You're seeing him being much more purposeful, getting the ball to Wiggins, getting the ball to Steph, attacking the rim. He's really putting pressure on defenses. The biggest thing is the combination of Wiggins, Draymond, and JK wasn't great last year, but because of all the improvements that JK has made with his passing and the stuff I just mentioned, it's really clicking now, so we're going to stay with that lineup. Saturday, the First Take panel wanted to talk about some of these specific improvements in detail. Let's look at Kuminga's big breakthroughs and signs of growth by comparing this season to previous years. Starting with his shot selection, shots that analytics consider low quality. As Steve Kerr mentioned, taking a mid-range shot with 17 seconds left on the shot clock ruins the offensive flow. This year, Kuminga is being way more selective and not taking tough, contested shots. He's doing a great job setting up his teammates and running the offense better. Looking at the percentage of his drives that create potential assists, that number is way up. A lot of Kuminga's drives early in his career were just him going straight for a layup or dunk, getting double-teamed and stuck in the paint with nowhere to go. Now he's still looking to score on drives, but he's able to recognize when to make the pass and create better opportunities for his teammates to get open looks, which only opens up the Warriors' offense that much more. The percentage of available offensive rebounds that Kuminga goes after has increased significantly. Stephen A. asked, is he actually putting in the effort to crash the boards? Yes, he absolutely is hitting the glass more. His athleticism and jumping ability are off the charts. If Kuminga can do this consistently, the panel compared him to Kevin Looney, who was one of the best rebounders at his size as a young player. It's purely an effort thing, and Kuminga is putting that effort in, and that's how you earn a massive contract. Looking at the percentage of opponent pick and rolls where Kuminga is defending the ball handler, he's playing a much bigger role on defense. Again, he's guarding elite players like Morant and Harden night after night. Kerr just said Kuminga is guarding the toughest opposing player every single game, and he's going to get targeted in pick-and-roll situations more. This is great growth to see, according to the First Take breakdown. When you dive into Kuminga's actual numbers, he's averaging 31 minutes per game, which is what he wanted, to be the featured player getting major minutes. His field goal percentage is 58%, which is elite efficiency. His three-point percentage is 43%, which is absolutely fantastic. Last year, the panel predicted Kuminga would shoot around 40% from three, and he didn't hit that. It was closer to 30%. This year, he's not taking a ton of threes, except for that Lakers game, but when he does shoot them, he's knocking them down. You're opening up your entire offensive game by making those threes consistently. Kuminga's shooting just looks better across the board. Stephen A. talked about the rebounding. Kuminga is averaging 8 rebounds per game to go with 18 points and 4 assists. That stat line is absolutely going to get you a long-term max-type contract, especially when you factor in that he's guarding the toughest opposing player every single game on defense. If you look at the Warriors right now at 4-1, Kuminga is looking so much more efficient than previous season. His shooting percentages, rebounding, assists, and points are all up significantly compared to where he was. Everything is trending in the direction you want it to. Looking at the Warriors' upcoming schedule, the First Take crew broke down the matchups. Milwaukee is next. Can Kuminga guard Giannis? Maybe not, but you can put him on Kyle Kuzma or another wing. Indiana is coming up, then Phoenix, where you could put Kuminga on Devin Booker, then Sacramento, where he could guard De'Aaron Fox or Malik Monk. Against Chicago, you could put him on Zach LaVine. Denver is on the schedule, and he'd go on Jamal Murray. You're seeing a pattern here. Golden State is putting Kuminga on the best perimeter scorers every single night, which is fantastic to see his defensive growth. One of Kuminga's closest teammates and good friends recognizes the evolution he's made, and that's Andrew Wiggins. In a post-game interview clip the panel played, Wiggins was asked about what he saw from Kuminga. Wiggins said, "Confidence man. He's major. He's key in what we're trying to do this season on both sides of the floor. I love it when he's guarding at a high level and when he's making plays, scoring and rebounding. All that good stuff. He's been playing off the charts to start this year. I want him to keep going, keep being aggressive, keep attacking, keep taking that defensive challenge, and we as a team need him to do just that." Stephen A. emphasized that when you're learning from legends like Steph Curry, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green, and Coach Steve Kerr, and you have a coachable attitude and bring energy every night, good things are going to happen. The panel expects this elite level of play to continue throughout the season. Now, of course, what happens around the trade deadline is a different story that's a couple months away, but right now, through the first 5 games at 4-1, the Warriors are looking really good, and Jonathan Kuminga is a massive part of why. The big question everyone had was, would Kuminga be in a sour mood coming back without getting his contract extension in the offseason? According to the First Take analysis, it doesn't look like that at all. He's bought in completely and playing the best basketball of his career. So that was the full First Take breakdown of how Jonathan Kuminga's breakout is changing everything for the Warriors' championship hopes, with Stephen A. declaring that Kuminga is playing at an all-star level and has absolutely earned his max contract extension.